Hey guys, these are the levels of significance that I marked off on my charts. Welcome back to my weekly series in which I share my thoughts for the upcoming week's worth of price action. Apologies for not being able to get this video done this morning. Things have been very busy. As I mentioned, the month of March was going to be a little chaotic for myself. Almost didn't get a chance to even get this video done today, but I figured I can squeeze a quick video in now that the market is closed. Now, prior to Power Hour, news broke out about Trump holding a press conference, and he's supposed to be talking about oil prices and possibly ending the war on Iran. So that's what caused this trigger right here going into Power Hour. I'm going to share some trade ideas as usual, but this time we're just going to glance over some of them. These are positions that I actually opened up here. I opened it at the top of Power Hour just before the news broke, so this trade is already in jeopardy. But as usual, I like to establish a range for an iron condor. The iron condors have been hitting every week. This is the 7th week in which I've done a video for the week's worth of upcoming price action, but I've been trading this way for a few years, in which I mark off levels based on quant trading apps gamma exposure. I analyze it, I open up mostly swing trades, and then occasionally take day trades whenever there's confluence around these significant levels. I would say with high probability from a gamma exposure standpoint, this is the expected range for this week's worth of price action. This is the area in which prior to the news, I was expecting the markets to be really choppy. I generate these levels and this gamma exposure report 15 minutes into the market open, 10 to 15 minutes into the market open. So everything that you're seeing on this chart here, my entire analysis is based on the first 30 minutes of the day. So this is before all of this type of price action happens. So earlier in the trading session, I was not expecting the market to break over 675. Now, granted, there was a macro major news that broke out, again, pertaining to Trump. So that's going to cause things to trade a little bit differently. On top of that, we opened up in net negative gamma territory. So this whole area below here is all mostly net negative gamma. That means we can expect volatile or very wide ranges in price action, and levels do not hold as firm as they normally do, except when we're talking about support. If the market was to drop down to this level and implied volatility was to decrease, we would expect the market to bounce back up. There was a similar range last week, which was about here, in which I mentioned on Monday to expect choppy price action in here and expect the market to struggle at that level. For this week, it's pretty similar. It's about this range here. I would say if you are a directional trader, expect a little bit of some messy price action in this range. If the markets can get above the G flip and hold above it, then we can expect 690 to be the targets for the longs for this week. We do have to clear some of this potential supply up here from last week, but for the most part, this would be a conservative target for bulls. But as we can see, the market has already covered most of that range, so there isn't really that much meat left on the bone. Without an extremely bullish catalyst, I would not hold my breath for up here, although it is natural for the market to continue to drift up, especially if implied volatility comes down. Once the market is above here, it is essentially in net positive gamma territory again. So momentum can just drift price up to here, but this is the level I would expect there to be some sort of resistance. If the market gets back below 675, it is back mostly in this net negative gamma territory. There's a lot of absolute gamma in this range, so we can expect markets to chop around here if it gets back within this range. 660 should be an extreme level of support. The VIX did gap up largely, but as we can see, it declined all day today. Because of this major gap and because of how volatile the last few weeks have been, the ranges for quant trading app from the 2 sigma levels are being breached frequently. We are now back below the 2 sigma support level for the VIX from quant trading app. I would interpret this as a level of caution, especially if we see the markets get up to 685. The VIX may want to retrace back up to this 2 sigma support level, and if the VIX increases, the markets may pull back. So this is something to keep in mind. For the most part, the VIX is going to revert back to the mean, so it is not normal for it to be at these levels, so one can expect it to go all the way back down below 20. Will that happen this week? Highly unlikely, I would say, but for this much of a decline in one day's worth of trading action, that's pretty significant. So we just want to monitor, I think, the VIX this week. A daily time frame has shown the market has not quite come back down to this 200 daily moving average. The very first video I did in this series for this year of 2026, I addressed that most traders, I did not think were going to be expecting the markets to go straight up, and I think most traders were expecting us to come down to the 200 daily moving average before putting in a new all-time high. And as we can see, this has essentially been playing out this way. This was the same wedge that was drawn out at the start of the year. The first proper retest of it was rejected once the markets broke down. A couple weeks ago, I also mentioned this range that was being established. We wanted to pay attention for if the markets broke down below or broke above this range, that can be signs of where the market will want to go. On Friday, the markets closed below this range. That was a decent bearish indicator that we might see some sort of weakness coming into this week. So it was not a surprise that the markets did gap down. However, the markets is now back within this range as it has closed above this support. I'm just loosely drawing these levels on the charts, by the way, but this is what we want to take away from the daily chart. The market should hold this level here now, which coincides with our 675 gamma exposure strike. I would say bulls are not completely in the clear unless the market can get back above the 50 daily moving average and back above the year-to-date anchored VWAP. There's also this trend line that has formed, so we want to keep this in mind for possibly later in the year. If the year-to-date anchored VWAP and the 50-day moving average does come down to here, and then we see the 200 daily moving average does come up to here, who knows, the price action might be something like this, and then maybe it breaks out a couple months from now or so. Anything can happen, obviously, but these are clues that we want to take away from our daily time frame and keep in mind as we take this information moving forward. The volume profile on our futures, we can see here, I went ahead and just updated this, just left this level here from last week, which was the previous week's value area high. This was last week's value area, so I just updated the value area high and the value area low from last week. We are now back within this range from last week here. I marked this as a major supply zone, but now that we have already breached it, this whole area might result in some sort of demand, but the markets should try to stay above this level and this week's point of control. If it gets back below this, again, that coincides with the SPY, coincides with the daily time frame. This is where bulls can be in trouble again. Trump may currently be holding his conference. I'm not sure, as I'm not actively really following the news. I just know that this happened here and that's what caused this trigger. I'll wait for the dust to settle tomorrow pre-market and actually get a gauge on what actually is happening. But for the most part, this is the supply zone from last week. So the market should struggle to get above this range. Even if it does get above here, there is another supply zone up here. So we can see that in theory, there should be a lot of resistance on its way up. It should be choppy on its way up unless there is momentum triggered by some sort of squeeze, triggered by some sort of news catalyst. Unlike my previous videos in this series, I'm just going to keep this quick. This iron condor was established based on the SPY range. This is the iron condor that I actually opened up that we can see immediately went into trouble. But you guys should know at this point, my game plan is to hold this until at least Wednesday, looking for about a 25% return on the credit. Once I lock in some profit there, I'll decide if I want to hold some into Thursday or Friday, but holding into Friday is never encouraged with these types of trades. Actually grab some of these as the market close. Now, why would I do that? Because the market is in this choppy area. I'm just following my plan. Usually once I do the analysis, I just wait for price action to enter these certain zones and then I act accordingly. And after I open up the iron condor, I'm generally looking for a little bit more theta in my portfolio. So I open up a merge cow fly, but going with the following week's Friday. I didn't open up the account builder iron butterfly as I usually do. As you guys know, at this point, it's an 11 to 15 DTE at the money iron butterfly with a little bit of a broken wing to reduce the delta exposure. In this case, I had a little bit of a long bias as this is still, again, at the top of power hour. I opened up the iron condor, which was the weekly trade. And then I went ahead and opened up my trade for the following week as I was building out my portfolio for the rest of March. I like this as it was long delta. It didn't have much risk to the upside. I was not concerned with the markets going back to down. But at the time, I did decide if I were to hedge, what would I be interested in? And 655 was the level, as we can see right here. Again, I'm just basing most of my analysis off of the advanced gamma exposure report for the SPY from Quants Trading app. This type of approach works for the QQQ and the IWM also, and some individual tickers, but the S&P 500 is what I'm hyper fixated on. It's what I focus the most on, but you guys can adapt this same approach and trade other instruments also. This would be the hedge, but at this point, there's no need for the hedge, as if the market was to pull back to support, even if it dropped another 2%, this trade would be fine. Obviously, if the market pulled back another 2% on this trade is going to be fine. And then the same thing for this XSP position here. If the market was to pull back another % or 2, it's going to be fine, even if implied volatility was to increase. So now I would say my portfolio is in a pretty balanced space. I like where it is. The iron condor is the only thing that has some sort of risk. I'll wait to see again tomorrow morning if I need to make any adjustments to the portfolio. I might take these, roll them up or push them up here, and we'll see what happens on the call side. But for the most part, again, not worried. These iron condors are relatively resilient. And then the premium receive relative to the margin is a excellent ratio where I can give it a little bit more time or room to breathe, especially since I have expectations for price action up in this region here. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments down below. I've been enjoying reading you guys' comments, especially on the previous video. I'm going to get to some of them possibly tomorrow, as I'm going to have a little bit more time to catch up on some things. Whenever the market is this volatile, I obviously have to prioritize my own portfolio, my own positions, and then when I get the time, I can hop in and try to do some extra work like a YouTube video. Next week is going to be a little chaotic for me, and then things should start clearing up towards the end of the month. For now, you guys can look forward to hearing back from me on either Friday or Saturday of this week as we recap what happened. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.